Alright, welcome to my guide on how to complete every single one of the Combat Mastery achievements at Rasial. We'll start with the hards, move on to the elites, and finish up with the perfect kill and then the 2 master achievements. Enjoy, and good luck. Rasial, you want to get a sub 2 minute 30 kill, and you want to avoid taking damage from the ghost wall attack. For Rasial, I like to summon my conjurers outside, then enter the instance. Go ahead and surge up north and then start the fight with the Death Skulls, just doing your best damage, get a bloat off as well, and then building back adrenaline for a living death. You really don't have to do any fancy rotations. Sub 2 minute 30 is a lot of leeway for this achievement, even with this basic gear. So in the middle of my living death, I'll split soul at some point and just do my best damage with my necrosis abilities. Honestly, I really don't have a lot of tips for Rasial. You could probably just revo this and still get a 2 minute 30 kill. And once the ghost wall starts showing up, just play it safe. Just walk far away from them and you won't take any damage from those. Nice and easy. Once you get Rasial down to 200,000 HP, he'll be in the final phase, and so long as you get the kill, you'll get all of the hard achievements completed. I just run around kind of in a box, just run around a bit like a headless chicken and just do as much damage as I can. When it comes to the later tiers, we'll have to be more precise with this and do better damage, but for the hard achievements, this is really all you have to do. This Rasial will need to get a kill in under a minute 30. We want to kill him without being hit by any of his minions, and ideally we'll be killing him so fast that he won't summon any minions. We want to get a kill where he does not hit us with Volley of Souls, and then we also want to not get hit by his Finger of Death in P4. Wait outside the instance until we lose target, and then summon our conjures. Extend them, enter the instance, command Ghost, invoke Death, Skeleton Spec, and then target cycle Death Skulls, dump the volley, and then just build back up to Living Death. Go ahead and Living Death, Death Skulls, and then I'm going to split soul here. And then I'm also going to use my Undead Sigil, start blasting away with Fingers and Necrosis. So here we get minions. We want to be very careful of those. Death Skulls will do some damage on them, but we're also going to want to use Threads of Fate. So just still running around the arena. Trying to do our best damage here as we want to skip the volley. So you see he has 4 stacks. So we didn't skip the volley this kill. We'll have to do another. And now for P4. Just revuln him and just run around like a headless chicken. I think that's the easiest strategy, kind of in a box pattern. And then just doing our best damage. Summon your conjures, extend them, enter the instance, command Ghost, invoke Death, Skeleton Spec, target cycle Vuln Death Skulls, dump your volley, and start building back up to Living Death. Living Death. Nice thing on this kill, we won't have to worry about minions, so I'll go ahead and split soul with my skulls and also use the sigil, and then just blasting away with necrosis. While I'm in split soul, I'll also dump the 5-stack volley. It's a really strong ability in split soul. Here I'm just dumping my best abilities. Failed the volley achievement, that's fine, we can always do another kill. Just going for the speed kill on this one. And just doing our best damage in P4. There we go. There's a kill in under a minute 30. Alright, this time, to avoid the Volley of Souls mechanic, what we're going to do is we're going to be killing what we're going to do is we're going to be killing the soul obelisks that Rasial spawns. That way he gains souls a lot slower, and that gives us a lot more time to do damage on him. So same as always, Condors outside, extend them, enter, ghost, invoke death, and command skeleton. Target cycle death skulls, dump the volley, and building up to living death. I'll bloat before living death. And then I want to turn my attention to the obelisks as soon as they spawn. Now building my adrenaline back for living death. And I'll go and split soul here and do my undead slayer sigil. Since he spawned more obelisks, want to kill those. Back on Rasial. Go ahead and cure 95 weapon special here. There we go. So long as we kill P4, we should be good to go. And there you have it. Defeat Rasial without being hit by his volley of souls. In the Master Tier, we're going to need to get a perfect kill, which means we're not going to be able to be touched by the Ghost Wall. We don't want him to use his volley on us, so that means we're going to have to kill the pillars. We cannot be touched by his Finger of Death, and we don't want to be touched by any of his minions if he summons them. We also have to do a challenge where we stand completely still in P4 for 45 seconds, simulating a disconnect. And lastly, the hardest one of all, we'll have to get a sub 1 minute kill. And let me tell you, if you don't have tier 100s, this one is a grind. I don't have tier 100s myself, and I really did not enjoy going for this one. But I'll show you the best way to do it nonetheless. Alright, so let's summon the Condors outside, extend those, rejoin the instance, invoke death, surge in, skeleton spec, and then I'll start with a bloat, tier 95, and try and do a good tier 95 rotation before building up to living death. We might get pillar spawns relatively early in the kill, so if we do, we're going to want to turn our attention towards those. We want to kill those as fast as possible. Don't want to let those have any chances of giving Rasial any extra souls. So now I have good adren, I'll living death, running away from the minions. Dang it. My death skulls is probably going to kill those. So just making sure we're playing safe and trying to do some good damage on Rasial. Go into another death skulls here. And I'll probably split soul for this last phase. Dodging the ghost walls. Don't want to take any unnecessary chances. Once the pillars come back up, make sure we're killing those fast. Don't let them give Rasial any soul stacks if you can help it. Back on Rasial, just got to phase into 200k HP here. And just because I want to play extra safe, I'll summon some new Condors here. Now that we're in P4, just be running around. Try not to get hit by any of the Fingers of Death. Just doing whatever damage we can. Using our necrosis abilities, using our weapon specs. Alright, we're close to being in P4 now, so I'm just going to summon some brand new conjures. And I'm going to want to be careful with my damage. Don't want to accidentally overkill him. 45 seconds is a lot of time. So I'll start by grabbing a resonance. Then I'll go reflect, debilitate. And just eating my food. Want to make sure I get back to 100% adrenaline so I can barricade. I'll put on my turtling legs. Activate my Excalibur so I get some extra healing passively. I'll go ahead and barricade, and now that's about 15 seconds of free damage immunity. I can take off my turtling legs here, and I'm going to be building back up so that I can use reflect and debilitate once more. But first I'll use devotion. Could have waited a couple seconds there. Grab one more resonance, why not, can't hurt. Reflect and debilitate. Any moment now we should get the eligibility message. So now that I'm eligible, just going to finish off the boss. Big volley, and there you go. There's connection lost. Please wait. Alright, for the sub 1 minute solo, first off we're going to want to build all of our stacks at the PVM dummies. So we want to get 5 stacks of souls, ideally 8 stacks of necrosis, and it can help to get 5 stacks of the auto attack charge so that your first auto attack is going to be a supercharged auto attack. So once you have all your skulls, we're going to want to run, not teleport, otherwise we'll lose all our stacks, back to the crystal at the start of PVM hub. And we're going to want to wait until we lose combat to do our conjures. We want to be wearing our EOF when we do the conjures, that way they do slightly more damage before we switch to Salve Amulet. So some of the conjures, extend them here, split soul, and then refresh your split soul by clicking on the altar. Quickly surge dive to the instance. It's going to be 3 GCDs until target cycle, so enter the instance. Ideally, you do it a little faster than I did here, but 3 GCDs will do Ghost, Invoke Death, and then Anticipate. Switch to Wand, target cycle Smoke Cloud, Death Skulls. Use your Undead Slayer Sigil, and then 5-stack Volley plus Adrenaline Potion in the same tick, Soul Sap, Living Death, then Touch, Death Skulls, Soul Sap, split soul again, use bloat, and then use skeleton, then use divert. This lines up perfectly with this big attack. Use soul sap one more time, then back into death skulls. Use your necrosis abilities here, finger, touch, finger, auto, finger. And here you can see I switched my grimoire as I already got my second Jaspuk proc, so not expecting to get another Jaspuk proc this kill. Might as well use the grimoire. Use the necrosis abilities, go into death skulls, and then now we're going to improvise until P4. So I'm going to do something like a soul sap, explode my zombie, and just build a little bit of adrenaline while he's transitioning in the phase. Ideally you can get a skeleton off, and then depending on your death skulls cooldown, you may want to use one ability beforehand, but here I'm going to use volley right away, then death skulls, then tier 95 weapon spec, use the supercharged auto attack, switch to your tier 90, and then tier 90 weapon spec. It might die there, and if not, you just have to do one more basic like I did here, and there you go. 58.2 seconds. There's a Rasial kill in under a minute. Really terrible experience not doing this with tier 100s. I really hope I get some drops soon and I can buy a tier 100 because this was not fun to grind out with tier 95. But it is possible, as you can see from this clip, and I wish you luck if you go for it. So there you go. There's all the combat achievements at Rasial completed. If you found this helpful, be sure to subscribe, as I'll be making videos covering every single combat achievement and every single boss for every single tier. So again, if you enjoyed, share it with a friend, leave me a comment. Thanks for watching. See you next time.